Hello everyone, this is Tessa. Welcome back to my channel. We are getting much closer to NaNoWRIMO, and I think I finally made a decision on what I'm going to write. It's pretty bad when you can't make up your mind. I only don't have, it's not like I have so many choices, but I'm trying to figure out what I feel like writing about. And I was so excited about that thriller I did in July, and now that I have to rewrite it, a little bit of the excitement has disappeared. But I still think that that is what I want to write, the thriller. I renamed it. I was calling it A Dark Obsession, and I decided to call it just Murder in Cove Bay, because I've decided I might make it a series. Just a duo, though. At this point, I don't have an idea that could sustain at least 3 books. I may have one that can sustain 2 novellas, but I'm not sure about any more than that. So I have my document of the original, and I'm trying to break it up, figure out who to either get rid of completely, don't like killing my darlings, as people say, and get rid of some of the point of view characters, because I have way too many. Over 5 to 7 of them just now, and who knows, there may be more. I have to get that under control, and I have to figure out how to still get the same story told, but with less people being POV characters, because it did start to get a little confusing. I'd have to like break in and out of situations to try to tell each person's point of view of it, and I need to do that differently, although I do need to have, I definitely need to, the 2 main characters, the husband and wife, definitely need to be in there, and I think there needs to be at least 1 more person to help tie this together to get it to where I want it to go. The rest of them, I'm going to have to figure out how to tell their story using the main characters, so that I only have maybe 3 point of view characters in there. I don't think I can go down to 2. I really think you need at least the 3, but I'm going to see what I can do. So I'm trying to pick apart the first one I wrote and get an idea on what to use and what not to use. And there is a lot of fluff in there. It's funny, I'm an underwriter when it comes to description, but when it comes to putting in unnecessary stuff, when I'm writing it, it seems necessary. And then, you know, I'll look at it a couple of weeks later, I'm like, honestly, what does that have to do with anything, really? You know, when I'm writing it, I think it needs to be in there, but it's not really necessary, a lot of this stuff. So, you know, I may not actually win NaNoWRIMO, because 50,000 words is not something I'm used to doing. I write short things, so, you know, that's going to be difficult on its own. And I'd like to make it a duo. I have another idea, but I might just have to add it to the first one and just continue the story and use it, because I may not have enough to make another even novella. You know, I mean, I don't have enough words, and I'm not sure how to start leading into a way that's going to connect these 2. It's not something I know. I mean, I may have been writing for a long time, but there is still a lot about writing I don't know, and I wasn't a novel writer. I was a short story. I write, poetry. I'm not a novel writer. So this is definitely not an easy thing for me to do, and I have so many of them started. And of course, now that I know about novellas, I know you can make them smaller, so there might be a couple I can make actual novellas out of. But as far as a full-length novel, I'm not sure I've got it in me. I mean, I hate to admit that, really, but honestly, if I tell the truth, I struggle with getting even 40,000 words. So I'm not sure that 50,000 is possible. That's why I like the camps, because you can set your own goal and it doesn't have to be 50,000 words. So, I want to redo the last camp's thriller. I was so excited about that. And then I realized sitting there in the hospital that, you know what, this is really kind of complicated. I think it really needs to be rewritten. And I think I went into this in another video as to my reasons and things that I did and why I did them. And so I think, I'm going to go with that novel and rewrite it. It will be somewhat similar, but also different at the same time. I have to cut out a lot of stuff, I realize. And there may be some things that I do need to add. I'm not sure. I'm kind of, right now, just taking it apart, figuring out, it's not an outline, but it's kind of a bare bones, really bare bones. Do you call it a draft? I don't know what you call it. Maybe you call it a zero draft. I'm not sure what that term really means. I hear it a lot, but I don't know exactly what it means. So I'm trying to, set it up and straighten. I have to cut these people apart from the way I was doing it. And my chapters were like super, super long. And then I'd write another point of view for the same story, the same section of the story. And it'd be super, super long. And I'm like, this is definitely not working out right. And when they say that writing more than a couple POVs is really hard, they're right. It does get confusing. And so I'm going to try and figure out a way to still include the part of the story that I felt they needed to tell, but I have to figure out another way of doing it. Now, someone gave me the idea of using a journal entry or something like that. But again, that person still has to be kind of a POV character, because why else, unless somebody stumbled over a journal, why else would they know the information that was in it? I don't know. I haven't been reading much lately, and I think part of that might be part of my struggle, because I'm just not used to what people do in their books, and I don't have a lot of experience because I stopped reading so much. I rarely read now, and I can see where reading would give me more knowledge, get that word right, on, how maybe I should be going with this. But for some reason, I haven't been reading. And so I don't have, there might be, different things that people use in their books to maybe handle larger amounts of POVs, I haven't read too many books with more than, say, just a narrator, a single person. So I don't have a lot of knowledge. I feel a little little scared of trying to do this and make it actually work. But that's basically what I've decided to do for my project. I'm going to, you know, rewrite the thriller. I'm going to change its name. I'm going to try and either leave it so that there's a second book, or add, if it's not enough to sustain a full book, to add it to the end of this one and not just end the story at a certain place, but maybe take it that last little bit and add this part that I'm thinking of that just popped into my head recently in there. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. And I guess, you know, not everybody knows unless they plot their story out. And that's the thing, I'm not a plotter, so I'm a pantser. So this whole thing could change as I start writing anyhow. I mean, I could tell you I'm going to do this, this, and this, and put it on a piece of paper, and then, no. My mind will go where it wants to go. It always has. And I listen to my characters. I know it sounds silly, but people will say that, you know, their characters talk to them, and I fully believe that. And they lead me to where I need to go. And I can't plan that. There's no way for me to plan that. So I won't be planning that. But I have to take apart the story, have to figure out what is definitely fluff and won't be in there at all, and try to figure out how to get this information that another point of view character would have, you know, been able to explain why things were happening. And I thought it was a lot more interesting that way. But I do realize from rereading it so many times that, yes, it could be just a little bit confusing. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, I can't remember if I said it, but I'm going to call it Murder in Cove Bay. It's a new title, completely, with the possibility that there may be more than one. And I think that title works better than what I was originally writing. I mean, you know, yeah, I'm flat out saying there's a murder. There's definitely a murder. But that's all. Doesn't say, you know, there's no details. And I know other titles, people use murder in their titles. I didn't want to put that in my title at first, but I think a more simplistic title makes it better than, and maybe it's a little bit different, because what I was originally going to use, there were other people who had used that title. No matter how I tried to change it up, people had used the title before. So I kind of want something that's just a little bit different. So maybe it won't be totally the same as somebody else's. So that's where I'm at. I am not as excited to start this time, but I think that will change as time goes on and we get closer to it. I hope. If not, it won't be the first year that I didn't finish. I'm not going to push myself to the point that I get myself upset, because that's not the whole point. It's supposed to be fun, not agony. So I'm going to start this out with a positive thought and hope that I can pull it off and figure out a way to do what I want to do. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed to my video, by all means, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm almost at 100, so 100 subscribers, my first milestone. It's coming up soon. I'm excited about that. So anyhow, until the next time, be well. Bye-bye.